Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our second project for this month's Scrapbook Workshop Kit. Love story. I have to say that slowly because it for some reason seems to get my tongue tied. Anyway, we are on project 2, which is this one here. It's based on I would imagine for a newborn baby or a young child. So I don't have any photographs as yet that I could use for that, but I'm still going to put the project together. I'm sure I've got plenty of photographs of my granddaughter that would work out on perfectly. So let's, oh, excuse me, bring our supplies out. So we've got our stamp and seal as usual, my take a pick tool, my removable glue dots. Let's take out what we've got in here. So we've got all the papers cut up as per the instructions from the leaflet, but I'm going to put this together. I'm going to use all the pieces, but I'm going to put it together in my way. So it probably won't be 100% as to the instructions. My brain had to think then, it's too early. But it will be fairly similar because obviously the measurements will be what I'm going by. So I'm, as usual, putting my removable glue dots in the opposite corners. So I've got my designer series paper on my right hand side and I've got white cardstock on the left. So let's stick those ones down as well. And there, and on there. Okay, let's pop this down. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So they're going to similar to mirror each other, obviously. Right, so I've got some heart paper here. I don't know if you can see, it's got tiny, tiny hearts. Very cute. I've got another piece of the paper that matches that. So that's going to go here straight away. So I'm going to put that down straight away. Let's stick that tiny bit there, tiny bit there, tiny bit there. Pop it down. There we go. Yeah, that looks about right. Oh, excuse me. I've got a thin piece that goes across here. Then I've got, oh, let's have a look at what else I've got. I've got a pink piece to, I don't want to stick that down too far. That. Then I've got pieces, one to the top, one to the bottom. Now this is how to save paper, because rather than have a long strip, which you won't see because this piece, she says trying to pick it up, goes over the top, you can just use a section, which means that you're able to use your scraps should you wish to. So let's stick these two pieces down. So it's the reverse of this paper. Again, you've got, so this is the Flirty Flamingo with the tiny, tiny little pink hearts. I think hopefully you can see that. So I'm just going to nudge that up to there. There we go. Just a tiny bit in the middle. And then I'm going to do the same on here. Nudge it up to the top and over to the side. Now this is a little bit wider than the gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh dear, I don't know if you can hear Billa. She's outside the office and she's decided she wants to come in. So she's pining. So you can do one or two things. I've nudged it up to the edge here. You can take your pick a tool and then just pop it underneath so it overlaps that way. or you can leave it underneath. Either way, you're then going to put a strip of paper down there, so you're not actually going to see it either way. So it's up to you, depending on how you want to put it. Right, I'm going to put the video on hold for a second and let the dog in, because I'm not sure I can make an entire video with her sitting outside pining to get in. So let's put that on hold for 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. So I've put the dog is in. So hopefully she will stop pining. She had surgery the other day, so she's being a little bit needy, bless her. So we're all giving her lots of love. Hello. Right, so this piece is going to go here. Yes, go lie down. There's a good girl. Okay. And then that will cover up that gap. And so we're going to go there. See, now nobody would ever know that there was something missing from the middle. Right. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Right, let's just see what we can do on this side. So let's take all the added extras, pop those aside for a moment. This needs to go a bit under there. But I'm going to cut it in half, I think. So I'll come back to that in a second. Put that there. There's lots of little sentiments that, because I haven't got my photographs, I won't be using, but obviously I will put in the cover for when I do use my photographs, so that I know that should I wish to use them, I can, and if I decide not to, then I can add them to my stash. Right, so we've got 3 of those over here. So like this side, we have our middle section here of our hearts. What else have I got? Let's have a look. Oh, I left a piece. So I've got this piece that will go there, and then I've got some hearts that can go there, because what will happen is we will have that go there, and then we've got that will go there. I think that's about right. Now I think I'm happy with that. Yes. So let's work this piece out. Let's cut this in half, roughly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that bit come along there. So I'm going to peel that off. And I'm going to have it go about there. Obviously, I haven't stuck this bit down yet, so I will follow it there. Have I stuck that bit down? No, I haven't. So let's do that before I start getting too excited. All right, let's move that aside. Bring in our... There we go. That'll make life easier just to do it that way. Then we can put that there. That's about, let's do it 8.5. There we go. It's got beautiful hearts all over the place. So we're definitely going to be there. That one is going to go actually there, I think. And then that can go there. Problem is I don't want that to. Let's move that over a bit to there. And that can go there then. And then that can go. It's obviously the day for the dogs to have conversations with me today. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so let's stick this one down. That's what's so wonderful about these kits. You can cut the pieces according to the instructions, but you can then move it around as much as you want to. Be guided by their instructions, but let's do it that way. Guided by their instructions, but still make your own suggestions. There we go. I'm going to put that one up there. Oh, hello, Boots. Right, so now we can do the same on this one. So this one is going to go across there, so let's take that. And that's going to go straight across here. And it will probably poke out either side. And we're going to have one there. And then I'm going to have one there. There we go. And then one in the middle. There. Right, let's do that. Stick those down. Yep, there we go. Okay, let's do this one. There. And then the one in the middle. Oh dear, Bootsy. It's quite easy to line these up once you've got rows of hearts and things like that. Okay, then you've got the information, the blurb you can put here. So let's put that in. So we'll line that up. There we go. Perfect. So there's the blurb. Have I stuck this one's down? Yes, I have. So now we get to put the extra bits on. So we can go there. So my sweet little one should go there. But as I said, I'm not sticking it down because I don't want to, just in case I don't do a picture of my granddaughter. I'm not quite sure what I would use otherwise, but it could be my daughter, of course. She might be bigger by then, so let's have a look. So we've got a flower to go here. And we've got a little flower to go there. Now this sentiment, "You are loved," should go over these flowers, but again, they won't. I've got a lot of space down here, so I'm probably going to use that for the focal bits of these. So I'm going to do one there. What else have I got? There. One flower there. White flower. I've got a heart. Oh. This is your special day is another one I won't be using, so let's pop it there for a second. Oh, Boots. Let's see where else I can put my flower. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these ones down because that's definitely where I'm going to put them. And then that way I will be able to decide about the other ones. Okay, so this I'm going to put here in the corner, but I'm going to put them on dimensionals. For two reasons. If I put them on dimensionals, it means that the photograph can go underneath. I can slide the photograph underneath without any issues. Whereas if I'd stuck it down, it would be very difficult to do so. So now that's there to be able to just slide the photograph under, and the same for there. Right, let's stick this one down. That will cover up the gap that is there. Am I going to put that there? Hello, you. Or am I going to pop it down there? No, I'm not going to keep it there for the moment. I'm not sure about that. This one is definitely going to go over here. And we're going to tilt it that way. Perfect. Let's have a look. So this one is stuck down. So let's pop that there. And then the others we can... Hello. We can add the flowers and a heart. So let's see. Have I got a dimensional that's small enough for the heart? I'm going to use a tiny one from here on the side. There we go. That will fit just nicely on there. Hello. And that's that one. And then I'm probably going to do the same on this one. Now there is a gap in the middle of this. And I'm going to put a dimensional on it like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some bling. Let's have a look. I've got these. These are strawberry dots. And I think I'm going to use a couple. Not too many. But I might just put one in the middle there. Give that one. And then if I take one of these flowers, hello, and I pop the same over here onto a dimensional. I can take that backing off, pop it up the top there, and then just to counteract that, I will take another dot and pop it over there. There we go. Perfect. It's always good to have extras that you could just add on. So let's take that. I think that... No, I'm going to stick this one down. I am going to stick this one down. I'm going to add it to... Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I don't want it to stick on the... Tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it on the back of my hand, take most of the stick off, like that. I'm going to add the dimensionals. There we go. And that way I will be able to add the photograph underneath, should I wish to. Oops, that one came straight off. Yeah, I know. Oh, and Boots is barking. There we go. And that means it just gives me enough room to slide the photograph under there, should I wish to. Right, so that is our layout for project number 2. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you like that. As I said, you can take your pieces, move them around as you wish, and it works really, really well. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I'll be back again on Friday with the final picture or project. So do join me there. Take care. Bye.